As Latin America's second-largest population and economy, Mexico is a regional powerhouse with its $1.2 trillion GDP. And a $600 billion trade volume with its U.S. neighbor is largely as a result of NAFTA. But businessmen like Julio Copo are worried about President Donald Trump's decision to renegotiate the trade deal. Copo's company relies on materials imported from the U.S. to manufacture its technology products.
We're doomed because we rely so heavily on the U.S. market. China and Israel could fill this gap, but we have long worked with the U.S. It's closer and quicker and cheaper. It will be a difficult adjustment.
It's an adjustment for both sides, as American companies also benefit from free trade. Since the signing of the NAFTA agreement, bilateral trade has increased in both directions, but Trump says it benefits Mexico more, as the U.S. runs a trade deficit with the country. Trump's decision to impose tariffs on steel and aluminum products impact $3 billion worth of Mexican goods. Mexico retaliated with its own tariffs on U.S. goods of similar value, leading to a standoff. Mexico's President-elect Lopez Obrador has been compared to Trump in several ways. He's known as a nationalist, and people say he also has an aggressive nature. He's often said he wouldn't just follow the U.S. agenda, but he would take a firm position to safeguard Mexico's own interests while shaping relations with the U.S. That's why many predict that renegotiating NAFTA will not be easy.
We will have a powerful president with a strong public support, who will be negotiating with a Donald Trump who's just going through midterm elections, and in case the Republican Party loses the majority in the Congress, it would no longer be the same old aggressive Trump we've seen until now.
Lopez Obrador will take office in December, and his economic policies will impact regional trade for years to come. Ediz Tiyansan, TRT World, Mexico City.
Let's get more on this now with our editor-at-large, Craig Copetas in Paris. Hello there, Craig. Craig, so what domestic issues is Lopez Obrador going to have to deal with as he goes into these negotiations with Trump over NAFTA?
Well, let's start with that $1.2 trillion GDP. $249 billion Mexico spends a year, 21% of its GDP, on crime to combat 29,000 murders that took place in 2017. That's an average of 93 murders a day. Also, 55 million Mexicans live below the poverty line. That's 44% of the population. Obrador has a lot of internal problems that require the injection of U.S. dollars to help solve. So can Obrador win a fight with Donald Trump and keep NAFTA alive? I don't know.
Yeah, but he believes that NAFTA can be kept alive. Is he delusional?
Well, this is President Obrador's third run at the top job in Mexico, so he's a seasoned politician. He said one thing to America that the markets like, that he has no plans to nationalize any industries. And he might have a secret weapon in his pocket. You know what I'm going to say. One belt, one road.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's been reported yet, but earlier today I was told by a U.S. official here in Paris that China is pressing the EU to issue a strong joint statement against Trump's trade policies. The Chinese government would like the EU to join them in a joint action against the U.S. Now, they're obviously not going to do that, but this pressure is on. Now, again, the EU is the world's largest trading bloc. Now, what's to prevent China from pressuring Mexico to join in some sort of joint action, which would put one belt, one road right on the United States' back door?
That is going to be a very interesting development indeed. Very quickly, Craig, what sort of time frame do you think we could expect for some sort of a trade peace deal between Mexico and the U.S.?
After the November elections, President Obrador does not officially take office until December. He believes NAFTA can be maintained, but he's going to be unable to negotiate any deal until the end of December, beginning of January 2019.
Okay, we'll leave it there for now. Craig Copetas in Paris, thank you.